Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to show you guys how to make a small key holder here. Really simple little design, and it's made out of just your fence boards, so still simple to pick up. Some fence boards. They're roughed, I didn't sand them down or nothing. Also just stained it. Now this is a walnut stain on here and about 4 hooks on a bottom nut. So right now we're going to show you guys how to get these cuts here, okay, and then these little cuts here on the side for the bottom shelf. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to head over to the saw and show you the cuts. Let's go. Okay, here we go. This is what we got right now. This first board is going to be 2.5 inches wide. So we're going to be 2.5 inches wide and 12 inches long. All right. So it's 2.5 inches this way, 12 inches this way. Now what I did, I went ahead and figured out the center of this, and I got 1 1/8 inches. Pretty sure. Let me double check it for you. Yes, 1.25 inches. So I got 1.25 inches in the center, and then I measured from left to right, 1/2 inch this way and 1/2 inch this way, and ended up with 1 inch in between these two lines here. Now I'm going to cut this part on a 45 and this part here on a 45. Okay, now that's how we got the top cut on it. Okay, just cut both angles on a 45-degree angle. Find your center, measure 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch here. Okay, now the second board. Now this is going to be the little sides. Now we got to be careful of this. Now it's going to be a little bit longer. Now please be careful. Make your board longer. Do not get your fingers real close to this. We're going to do a 3 inch. Okay, from here up. So we need a 3 inch this way. The grain's going this way. Okay. And then we're going to need, I think that's a 1 inch. So then we're going to need a 1 inch from this point to this point, and then put this on a 45. Okay. So we got 3 inches, 1 inch, and 45. And now I'm going to have to cut this. Bring it back to 0, so it'll be 3 inches here. Now the reason why I'm doing this, so I can keep my fingers back over here instead so close to this. You know, if you have a small piece, something like this, you're taking a chance of your fingers and your hands being too close to the saw. So we're going to move back and give us plenty of room. You're going to need cut 2 of these. Okay, let's go back over to the table. Okay, we got 2 of these cut, and then we have 4, the ones I just told you. So they're 12 inches by 2.5 inches. Make sure you got them that size. Now, what I did here on the table is I like to make something I can kind of set them in to make sure it's square. So you can do that too, and it's a real simple little thing. I just use a square, and I put it on top of a board, and then I go ahead and clamp it down. So okay, let's go ahead and put this thing together. Okay, here's what we got. So we got 4 of these. Okay, so we got 4 of them, all 12 inches by 2.5 inches. We have a shelf. Okay, I'll go give you measurements on the shelf. It is 11 1/4 by 3 inches. We have these little things, and they're going to be 2.5 inches by 3 inches. So when you go to cut, you're going to be cutting, just go ahead and cut another one of these boards right here. Okay, so that way you'll have these 2 pieces here. So you need 2 of those, and then of course this is on a 45-degree angle. So if you go back a little bit, you'll see where I gave you the 45-degree on this. Now we're going to need two slats in the back. These 2 boards, it can be anything, and I have 11 1/4 for 2 of those. Some glue, and of course our little spacers for in between we're going to do, and then of course whatever types of hooks you want to use. So let's not get too far with this. First we want to do is put these little 1/2 inch spacers in between these boards here, and get it pretty square. So, and then we put a 1/2 inch spacer in between each one of these. You get this board here, another 1/2 inch. Okay, really, just like that. So each one is going to have 1/2 inch spacer. Each one of these boards is 12 inches long. So what I got, well, let me go turn this is upside down because I have marked and everything. We marked from the bottom up to 3 inches, and then I marked all the way up to I got 5.5 inches between the 3 inch and 5, so it would be 3 inches up and 8.5, about 8.5 inches to the next line. So you get 3 inches here, 8.5 inches to this mark here, and go ahead and put your marks across. Let me turn this around. I got this mark too. Okay. Now each one of these boards, just remember the 2.5 inches. Then you got the 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. So we're gonna get that measurement again. So that measurement's 11.25. We use these, and I put these on the bottom. Okay, I didn't stick them on top. I'm gonna show you why I stuck it on the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and glue it. Put some glue in here. I hate putting a lot of glue. It always seems to squeeze out. Okay. Now, the staples. You know, we have different size staples. You need to take your staple and just make sure you kind of match it up here, so you don't shoot that staple completely through. So just kind of match up your staples before you use them. And they're all just brad nails. And I got them in there. So just go ahead and put a couple in here. Get that strong. Okay. Okay, now our next board, of course we have to squeeze it together. This next one right here on the top, right under the line. I didn't go above the line, just went right under it. Okay, so this is what we got now. Spacers out. Looks like a little fence. Kind of cute, actually, think about it. You can do all kind of things with it. If you don't want to put the shelf and keys on it, you can just make the little fence. So, okay, now let's set this up here. The next thing we're going to have to do is do the shelving, and just take the 3 inch part. This is a 3 inch part and a 2.5 inch part here. So you're going to take the 3 inch part, and we're going to put the 3 inch part like this, and of course the other 3 inch part's gonna be like this. Find your best side that you're gonna put on there. Okay, so it looks pretty good for me. I like that. And let's see. Let's just turn this thing over and get started. All right, let me put a little glue right here. Put it right on the edge. If I could get my hands all set here. Right there on the edge. Let's do the same thing this side. I mean, just line it up as best you can. You know, let's don't get too picky about it until we learn to make one or two. Now once we make one or two, they go really fast. See how fast this is going. Okay, now we went to lay here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually just turn around this way. We're just going to take it and run it right down to the end of the board like this. Okay, that's where we like to have it. So what I need to do is turn this thing over, turn it upside down here, and just kind of line it up a little bit here. Okay. Okay. Now, the only thing I have now, I have to shoot staples through this board, and then through this board, through here. I shoot staples. Okay, so that's where I have to shoot staples. But so I have to change those staples to put something a little bit bigger in, because this is just not going to work. It's not long enough. Okay, I got a pretty nice size here. Let's see what these are. I'm going to shoot down through there. These are 1.5 inches. So let's load it up with a couple 1.5 inch staples in here. Turn it back up again, and now we're going to put us a couple staples right to hold that shelving in. That was really easy to do this. I mean, look at that. That was so simple to do. I'll go back and maybe put some more staples. The glue set up in it good enough. It's going to hold it. I mean, it's not like you put a super lot of weight on something like this, but just make sure you change the staples and put a little bit bigger staples. Now, I do like putting these hooks. I bought these ones the other day. I got them from Lowe's. And they have them in a couple different colors. I think some of them looks like an antique or bronze or something like that. And you can just pick them up real cheap. There's a whole thing like here. This is 1.25 inch hooks. I think it was something like $3. Wasn't too bad. Normally they're higher than that. But they came 10 in a pack. Now what I did is, I like doing is go ahead and drill. And I don't really think, I mean, if you want to measure those out, to put those hooks in there, to get them, you know, to get them all the same all the way across, you can. I'm just going to eye mine up, because I like doing that. I like it look a little bit different. The end ones, you'll have to bring them in just a little bit. There we go. Then go ahead and put our hooks in here. Okay, there you go. It's, got some nice little key hooks in it, so you can hook your keys. Of course, the little shelf makes it nice. You can put things on. There's quite a few different types. I always tell you there's different types of hooks. What I like doing is, for this one here, would be just go ahead and drill a hole in the center, just something really small. You don't want it. You don't want no big hole. You want to make sure you put your screw in it, and just kind of drill it right through the center here. Okay. And then I could put a screw here. You know what I'm saying? So if I put it up on a wall or someplace, I can just put a screw in there. Of course, you'll have to take these back off. I stuck these on there, but I'll take them back off, and I'll go ahead and stain this one. So it would be probably something like this in here, maybe something like that. And then we'll go ahead and sell these. Now, I've been getting rid of some of these other ones I've made. I have a couple I showed you on one of the previous videos. You can look back if you haven't seen this before. We did sell some of those. I made a few bucks off of them, so they do go pretty quick. Okay, the key holders, for some reason this time of the year, they go very well, but make sure you double check in your neighborhood to make sure that they sell the things that you make. So if you make something, like I always say, just make sure you look into your neighborhood where they sell things, and look it up and see what people buy before you decide to make a bunch of them, because it's just a waste to make them have them around your home. Now let me give you one tip, a little tip here today. We're going to give you a tip. Is this here is a what is a 12 volt. So this is a 12 volt drill is what this is. Okay. Now you don't have to go out and buy a great big 20 or 24 volt drill. You can tell the difference in these two, how big they are. When you're doing woodworking, it's always probably best. I mean, it's probably best to just go ahead and get something like this. It's nice and light. You can move it around. It does all the drilling you need. You don't really need nothing really big. This Hercules here, it's pretty nice. I like that little drill. They make a lot of really nice little drills. But you know, something like this, because it's very heavy. It's got a big battery. If you're going to use it for something else, a lot of carpenters use them. You know, they're doing a lot of work, a lot of heavy work. But when you're just doing things around the house and small projects like this, I'd, you know, just tell you get something like this. Something small, a little 12 volts instead of 20, 420 or 19, 18, whatever they have nowadays. So just think about it. It's a lot easier with some of the smaller tools than it is some of the bigger ones. And there's a lot of good tools out there. Okay, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also share the video to people that doesn't, you know, maybe don't know too much about woodworking, would like to get into woodworking, or just people in general that would like to do it. So, okay, that's it for the video today. You guys have a great day, and thanks for watching.